Welcome back to the Gluten-Free Organic. On our last video, we learned how to make kimchi. Fresh kimchi at home from scratch, tastes delicious, works with just about anything. Now today I'm going to tell you what you can do with that kimchi once it turns sour. That is, maybe it's a week or two old, you think, oh, it's almost bad, what am I going to do with this kimchi? Well, I have a solution for you. Actually, I have many solutions, but this is just one of them. We are going to make kimchi fried rice that is absolutely to die for. You're never going to know that kimchi was sour. It is incredible. In our wok on medium heat, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Olive oil works just fine too. I just really like avocado oil. And we're going to add a half of an onion chopped up. And we're going to give this a quick stir and add some salt. I would say about 2 teaspoons of salt. Always like to salt the onions so that they wilt faster and it helps them to fry better. And we're going to add some pepper. I would say maybe about a teaspoon of pepper. Give that a quick stir. Next we have some firm tofu that we have chopped into about 1/2-inch cubes. We're going to add that in, give it a nice sear. Just stir that around, mix it in with the salt and pepper really well. Make sure that everything is seasoned evenly. And continue frying on that medium heat. Next we have about a teaspoon of minced garlic. And this one is sprouted garlic. With Korean cooking, I do like to use sprouted garlic. It adds to the flavor and gives it more of a pop of that garlic. If you don't like to eat the sprouts, you don't have to. You can always just peel it out of the center. We have our kimchi that we made up. And this one is a sour kimchi. It has been fermenting for about 2 weeks, so it has a very, very strong taste. We're going to put about a cup of the kimchi, and if that's too much for you, if you don't like a lot of spice, you can always scale back. I, however, like for my kimchi to be spicy, so I add quite a bit. And then we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of the kimchi juice. This is very, very important. This is the part that's going to give it that extra flavor, and it's going to soak into that rice. Just squeeze out whatever you can. I had used most of my juice on other recipes, so it was a little tricky to get juice out of this bottle, but I think I pulled it off. And when we have that in there, we're going to gently stir because although the tofu is firm, it is still kind of fragile. And you can add meat also. You can also add about 2 cups of any meat you want. You can add hot dogs, leftover steak, leftover pork, anything that you want to add to this. Spam is a very popular one, hot dog, sausage, anything that you could think of that would taste good with kimchi, go for it. Chicken also works out really well too. And now that we have that all stirred up, I did give it a taste test and I decided that it's not quite spicy enough for me. So I decided that I was going to add maybe about another 1/2 cup to a cup of the kimchi to the mix. I like a lot of spice and I love kimchi. So the stronger the kimchi tastes, the better. Give that a quick stir, and when I'm stirring this meal, I'm not really stirring per se, more like folding the ingredients into each other. This helps everything to stay intact and it doesn't just end up being a crumbly mess. So now we have the gluten-free soy sauce. Tamari works fine too, you just may need to add a little bit more salt. And this is about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. You don't want to add too much because the kimchi is the star of the show here. So we're going to mix that in, let it cook down and marry well with the kimchi and the tofu. The tofu is going to soak up a lot of that flavor too. So there isn't a whole lot of flavor to tofu by itself. But when it is mixed with an excellent sauce like kimchi sauce, it turns out great. This is frozen vegetables. It's super easy. You don't have to chop it up. It's already ready to go. They're organic vegetables. They're healthy. I did maybe a cup of the frozen vegetables to the mix. Just give it a quick stir / fold, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that everything is mixed in well together. The key to this also is to continue tasting it, because there may come a point to where you need more salt. The longer you cook something, the more the salt kind of cooks out of it, and especially because we're adding more ingredients. So you may need to add salt to your taste along the way. Now we have, I would say it's about 3 cups of day-old rice. Day-old rice seems to work better because as the rice gets older, it dries out, and that allows it to soak up more of the kimchi flavor. So we're kind of breaking up the rice, folding it in, trying not to smash the ingredients, and just keep going until all the white of the rice is gone. I did another taste test and decided that it does need a little bit more salt. So we are salting this one more time. We did add quite a bit of different ingredients to the mix. Stir in that salt really well. And after the salt is stirred in and distributed evenly, then we're going to create a well at the bottom of the wok. Just kind of scoot all the rice to the side, because now is when we are going to add our beaten eggs. And we have about 5 eggs that we've beaten up. First, we're going to put in some oil. This is more of the avocado oil, just to kind of try and prevent the eggs from sticking. And add the oil, wait for that to heat up for a few seconds, and then you could pour in the beaten eggs to the well. And to make them fluffy, try not to stir too much. Just kind of stir them around to fluff them up here and there, but just let the pan do the work. Once the eggs are almost all the way cooked and they're nice and fluffy, then we are going to just fold those eggs into the rice mixture. And try and do this as gently as possible, so that way you'll have those nice chunks of the scrambled eggs in your kimchi fried rice. Now we're going to turn the heat off, and we're going to drizzle about a tablespoon of sesame oil over the kimchi fried rice, and we're going to fold that oil into the mix. This is always done at the end, because when you cook the sesame oil, it kind of gives it a bit of a different taste. Then we're going to garnish the top with some chopped green onions, and we have some toasted sesame seeds as well. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. Adding that color and the sesame seeds, it just completely transforms this dish to an elegant masterpiece that was super easy. We have our fresh bowl of kimchi fried rice. The layers of flavor are just amazing. You got the egg, the tofu, the rice, the kimchi, the vegetables. Let's see how it turned out. Oh, got a nice chunk of tofu in this one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's that good. Don't throw away old kimchi. You can totally reuse it and make an amazing meal that's super duper easy to make. All in one pan. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you can be alerted every time I make another amazing recipe. As always, stay well, be healthy, and God bless.